Hello, this is Beth Bador. I am with Creative Life by Design, and I am honored to have Ruthi Cohen Joyner here. We are going to talk about the basics of tapping, EFT, and these things can make you more calm and more peaceful. I have met Ruthi a while back on my travels, and she significantly helped me in the past, and that's why I wanted to bring her here. So let's talk more about what she does. She is an EFT person. She can teach us that. She's also a transformational retreat workshop leader. She does medicine, healing, energy coach, and she's certified in hypnotherapy. She's also involved in yoga and Akashic records readings. Those are just a few of the things that she does. She does many more, but that's a few of the things. Her focus is to help women like us, to create loving relationships with everything, with our bodies, with other people, social, soul things, and to help release the emotions that weight us down. Those things really hold us back on having the best life, the deepest desires that we have. She can help us to transform, to use these tools for personal power, to create passion and purpose, and live a life that's more fully encapsulated in those things. So I'm so glad to have Ruthie here, and I'm going to let her start talking now.
Thank you, Beth,
Tell
for
us
having
more.
me. So I'm looking forward to sharing EFT, my love of EFT tapping with your audience today.
Awesome. So tell us how you got involved in EFT.
Hmm. Long story. So the short version is that I have struggled with eating and weight and emotional eating, binge eating for many years. And that's actually how I became a nutritionist to begin with. And in 2009, I was looking at more diet information uh, on the internet, and I found Joseph Mercola's website, and I found EFT on there, and I thought it was the most ridiculous looking thing I had ever seen. I thought, you tap on your face and this is supposed to help you? That's crazy. But I was like, what the heck? I'll give it a try. So I tried it and I had some initial wins with it. I found that I could stop cravings easily with tapping. And as I got to know it more, I learned more about how to use it. But anyway, that was 2009. 2011, I found the Tapping World Summit, which happens every February, and I got hooked on it. And from there, I found a trainer, a local trainer. I'm in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and I found a trainer here and trained with her in January 2012. And the rest, they say, is history. I've done many, many trainings from at this point.
Awesome. So what can the tapping do besides helping with pain? I know there's lots of other things that can help you with.
So, Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, which EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, tapping for short, the founder, Gary Craig, said to try it on everything. And some of the things that it is most commonly used for is stress and anxiety, depression, PTSD. As a matter of fact, it is approved by the Veterans Administration, the United States Veterans Administration, for veterans with PTSD. You're right about physical pain, for cravings, for phobias, even for finding lost things, which is kind of a crazy one.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
so it's
pretty
used
cool. I didn't know
many
about
different
that
ways.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
awesome. So let's get right into it, and you
Okay,
can bring it to our attention so we can practice it a little bit, and then
absolutely.
we'll talk some more.
Okay. So, what I'd like to do is to share with everybody about how to use EFT for stress today. So, Beth, you get to be my guinea pig. So, I'm going to
Yay!
ask you to rate where you are stress wise right now. So, we're going to do this on a 0 to 10 scale. 10 is completely stressed out, freaked out, really, really, really high stress, and 0 is totally calm, like you've just done a meditation. You're so relaxed.
Oh, that
So
sounds nice.
I know, right? So give me that number 0 to 10 of where you think you are right now.
So right now, with things that are going on, I would say a 5.
Okay.
Doing pretty
Okay.
good.
Yeah, that is pretty good that you're right in the middle. That yes, you've got some stress, but it's not super high right now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
everybody else listening, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, to go ahead and find that number for yourself. So when we do the
mhm.
tapping, you can see how it works for you.
Great.
So get that 0 to 10. I'll give you a moment for that. All right, and let me give you a quick overview before we jump into tapping. So EFT, emotional freedom techniques, or tapping, is where you're literally tapping on the same meridian endpoints that are used in traditional Chinese medicine, so acupuncture and acupressure. And so you're stimulating these meridian endpoints when you do the tapping, and it lowers your stress level and it helps you to think better and focus on whatever it is you want to focus on. So we have the 3 C's of tapping. This is the easy way to remember what it does for you: calm, clear, and create. So we're calming the nervous system. We're clearing negative thoughts, negative beliefs, pain, stress, whatever it is we're working on, our tapping target, and then we can create what we want to create. So I'm going to guess, Beth, that if you were able to let go of some of the stress, you'd want to feel more what? What would be the right wording for how you'd like to feel?
Relaxed, peaceful,
Yes,
calm, and
beautiful.
grounded.
Yes, beautiful words. Okay. I often say calm and confident is one that I use often. So you said relaxed, peaceful, calm, and
Grounded.
grounded. That was the
Yeah,
other one.
yeah.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right, so that's what we're working toward. That's what we're wanting to create.
Yeah.
And we're working on clearing the stress. So I will give a little caveat here. And that is when I work with people one on one, we get very specific. EFT is actually best done. The more specific you are, the better it is. Matter of fact, we have a saying: to be terrific, be specific.
I
So,
like that.
yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to use that one. Yeah.
So, for our purposes today, though, we're going to have to stay generic because we're not working on a specific event. In real EFT, we would get into what is causing you the stress. And by the way, it's usually not what you think it is, meaning that whatever is going on in your current life is most likely triggering something from your past. And that is where the stress is really coming from. It's how you're perceiving it and dealing with whatever's going on in your life today. So I know that gets a little complicated, and maybe we'll discuss that more later.
Well,
But
I like that. You just taught me something. Excellent.
yeah, and another little saying. So we have a lot of sayings to remember things is: if it's hysterical, it's historical, which is just saying if you're overreacting, if you're triggered in a current situation, it's because it's energetically related to something from the past.
I love your sayings. Those are
Yeah.
so cool.
Well, they make it easier to remember.
Yeah.
So, quick example: if you had a boss, if you were working in a job and you had a boss that yelled at you and you found that you were just so freaked out and upset, there's a very good chance that there's something about that boss's energy that is similar to somebody in your childhood: mom, dad, grandma, teacher. There's some um, resonance, there's some
Yes.
connection that is
Okay.
feeling the same to you. And it's actually the little girl in you or little boy in you that's
Mhm.
triggered more than the adult you. So that's why things can sometimes feel really huge until you've had a chance to calm down and think about it and function from an adult level instead of that child level. But anyway, so
Nice. I
be
like all
able to,
that conversation.
yeah,
That's very helpful. Thank you.
yeah, it's really much deeper than just the surface level.
Always. Always.
Always. You were so right. Everything is, you're right. So to do the tapping, we generally start by tapping on the side of the hand and we do what's called a setup phrase. And our setup phrase is even though whatever our tapping target is. So today it's going to be even though I'm stressed. We're just going to keep it simple because everybody has stress. And then we say something positive at the end of that in the setup phrase, or sometimes called a balancing statement. So we're going to balance this. Even though I'm feeling stressed, I'm okay, or I am safe. So we're going to do just a positive with the negative, if you will. And we're going to do that 3 times while we tap on the side of the hand, and then we're going to do what's called a round. So let me show you the tapping points before we jump in. So you generally tap with 2 fingers, and we lightly tap right between the eyebrows. This is where I like to start. Some people start on the top of the head. I end on the top of the head. And we do what's called a reminder phrase. So today it's going to be something like, I feel stressed. And notice I said I feel stressed instead of I am stressed. So I'm pointing that out just because I'm going to do my best to remember to do that. But when you say I am, you're owning it and you're making it a part of who you are. And we want a
Yes.
little bit of separation. You
Yeah.
are not your stress. You are not your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs. You have thoughts, feelings, belief, and stress, but that's not who you are. So remembering to say I feel or I'm experiencing is better than I am, unless you're wanting the positive. I am peaceful. I am calm. Then you can bring the I ams in. Anyway, all right. So the eyebrow point, side of the eye, and you can do one hand or two, and it's a little bit lower. So you want right on the bone, not back on the temples. There you go. Our next one is under the eye. And again, we're right on the bone. So the 3 around the eye are right in between the eyebrows that we call the eyebrow. The side of the eye is on the side on the bone, and then under the eye on the bone. The next one is called under the nose, and that one's pretty self-explanatory. You're just gently tapping under the nose. Our next one is called the chin, but you're not literally tapping on the chin, you're tapping on the little indention between the lip and the chin. And our next point is called the collarbone, and again, it's not exact. So you find your collarbones, and then you go down about an inch and out about an inch. So you're actually a little bit closer to the shoulder. This one's my favorite one. If you do tapping for a while, you'll generally find that you have one that you feel something a little more than the others. Our next point is the underarm point, and this is down below the arm at the bottom of the bra line for the ladies, or about 4 inches below the arm. So if you were wearing a heart monitor, it'd be the
Mhm.
same place. And you can do it on the same side of the body or across the body, whichever is more comfortable for you. And then our last point we're using today is the top of the head. So that's 9 points, side of the hand, eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, underarm, top of the head. Don't worry about trying to remember them. I'm going to lead you through it. But I just thought I'd share them all so you'd have that. And I will mention that on my website, yourtappingjourney.com, under, I think it's under work with me, there's a drop down and it says, what is EFT?
Mhm.
There's a couple videos there and there's a PDF of the tapping point. So you can refer to that if you need that. Okay. All right. One more thing I want to share with you before we tap, and that is it is very common to sigh, yawn, or even burp when you tap. Those are all signs of energy movement and are good things. Now, it's not bad if you don't do that, but if you do, it's okay. So, Beth, do you have any questions before we start tapping?
No, you are a great teacher. Yeah,
Well,
let's get
thank
to
you.
it.
All right, I'm going to grab a sip of water and then we're going to get going.
Good.
All right, let's all go to the side of the hand. So, if you're watching or listening to this, go ahead and tap with us. You'll find that it's calming. So we're going to the side of the hand and we're just going to start tapping here. And actually, before we even do any words, we're just going to be quiet for a moment and just take some conscious breaths here. Just beginning to calm ourselves before we even add the words. And now repeating after me, even though I feel so stressed,
Even though I feel so stressed,
right here and right now, I'm okay.
right here and right now, I am okay.
So even though I'm feeling so stressed,
even though I'm feeling so stressed.
Right here and right now, I'm okay.
Right here, right now, I am okay.
So even though I'm feeling all this stress,
Even though I'm feeling all this stress,
I'm open to the possibility
I am open to a possibility
that I can release and let it go.
that I can release and let it just go.
Nice. All right, let's go to the eyebrow point. I'm feeling all this stress,
Feeling all the stress,
side of the eye, all the stress in my life,
all the stress that's in my life,
under the eye, and all the stress in the world,
and all the stress in the world right now.
under the nose. So much stress.
So much stress.
Chin. Of course, I'm feeling stressed.
Of course, I'm feeling stressed.
Collarbone. I'm just acknowledging how I feel.
I am acknowledging how I'm feeling,
Under the arm. Feeling all the stress.
feeling all this stress.
Top of the head. I wonder if I can let some of it go.
I'm wondering if I let some of that go, if I can do that.
Okay, we're going to stop tapping for a moment.
Hmm.
And you're just going to tune in to that stress level again. And I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit different this time than we did the first time. And that is, I want you to notice what's going on in your body. Where do you carry stress in your body?
I usually hold a lot of stress in my shoulders and in
Very,
my gut. My gut gives me a lot of information, so I pay attention
yes.
to my intuition, my gut.
Beautiful, Beth. Yes, I was going to say most people will feel it either as a tightness in the chest,
Mhm.
a sick feeling in the stomach, tight shoulders, neck, and or jaw. Those are
Yes.
the most
Yeah.
common
Oh, yeah.
places that we carry stress. So if you think about it, you kind of tense up your shoulders and they come up to your ears and you're just tight, tight, tight. So I want you to tune into wherever you're carrying it in your body. So for you, the shoulders and the stomach. And we're going to do another round of tapping. So going back to the side of the hand. Even though I'm still feeling stressed
Even though I'm still feeling stressed
and I'm experiencing it in my body,
and I'm experiencing it in my body
right here and right now, I'm okay.
right here, right now, I am okay.
So even though I'm feeling stress in my body,
Even though I'm feeling stress in my body
right here and right now, I'm okay.
right here, right now, I'm okay.
So even though I am experiencing stress in my body,
Even though I'm experiencing stress in my body,
maybe it's in my shoulders or neck,
maybe it's in my shoulders or neck,
chest or belly,
chest or belly,
I'm open to the possibility
I am open to a possibility
that I can release and let it go.
that I can release and let it go.
All right, we're going to go around the points again, going back to the eyebrow. Just noticing the stress in my body,
Just noticing the stress in my body,
side of the eye, noticing where I carry stress in my body,
noticing where I hold that stress in my body,
under the eye, just noticing and allowing myself to feel it,
just noticing and allowing my body to feel that stress,
under the nose, just tuning in to stress in my body,
tuning into stress in my body,
chin, and noticing that I'm okay,
and noticing I'm okay.
collarbone. And I wonder if I can let some of this go,
And I'm wondering if I can let some of the stress go.
under the arm. Wouldn't it be cool if I can let it go?
Wouldn't it be cool if I can let all that stress just go?
Top of the head. So I'm choosing to let it go.
So I am choosing to let it go.
So we're going to do another round of choosing to let it go, but I want everybody to go back and get that number again. So for Beth, for you, you started at a 5. Tune back in. Where is your stress now?
It's calmed down. I would say it's a 3.
Perfect. So actually, that's the most common. Most people drop about 2 points with 1 or 2 rounds of tapping.
Okay.
Not always. Sometimes you'll go up before you go down because when you start giving it attention, sometimes it gets bigger
Ah,
as you're
I
giving it
see.
attention. Most of us are ignoring it as much as we can,
Yes.
and we are using our distractions. So it might be our phones, it might be, YouTube, Netflix, food, alcohol, whatever your
Yes.
drug of choice is that you're
Yes.
usually distracting from how we feel. So what we're doing with our tapping is we're getting into it and allowing ourselves to feel the sensations in our bodies. And then by giving it attention and using the tapping, we can let it go. So that's where we're going now. So we're just going to do one time on the side of the hand now. So even though I'm still feeling stress,
Even though I'm still feeling stressed,
I really am open to letting it go.
I'm open to letting it go.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go to the eyebrow. And actually, I just did it. I'm going to ask you to do it. Let's take a deep breath. So in through the nose and out through the mouth, releasing what we can together. So good. I'm choosing to release the stress.
I'm choosing to release the stress.
Side of the eye. Maybe I can have a new perspective.
Maybe I can have a new perspective.
Under the eye. Maybe I can see things differently.
Maybe I can see things differently.
Under the nose. So I'm choosing to let it go.
So I'm choosing to let it go.
Chin. I'm letting go of trying to control everything.
I'm choosing to let go of all the stress, everything.
Collarbone. I'm releasing and letting it go.
I am releasing and letting it go.
Under the arm. Releasing all the stress from my body.
Releasing all the stress throughout my body.
Top of the head. Allowing myself to release and let it go.
Allowing myself to let go of all that stress.
All right, let's stop tapping and take a deep breath if that's comfortable for you. Maybe closing your eyes and tuning back in. And notice where your stress level is. So, Beth, I'm going to ask you, where are you now? So, you've dropped from a 5 to a 3. Where are you now?
I'm at a 2.
Beautiful. So,
Yeah.
we're going to do one final round of bringing in what you wanted to bring in. So, we're not even going to do a side of the hand this time. We're going to go straight to the eyebrow. I am bringing in feeling calm and confident.
I am bringing in being calm and confident.
Side of the eye. I'm allowing myself to feel more peaceful and relaxed.
I'm allowing myself to feel more peaceful and relaxed.
And I'm allowing under the eye, I'm allowing myself to feel more grounded.
I'm allowing myself to feel more grounded.
Under the nose, feeling more calm and relaxed.
Feeling more calm and relaxed.
Chin, more peaceful and grounded.
More peaceful and grounded.
To the collarbone. And I am so, so grateful.
Say that again.
And I am so, so grateful.
I am so grateful.
All right, we're going to stop tapping. Put your hands over your heart for a moment. Let's take a deep breath together. And if the energy of feeling peaceful, calm, centered, grounded, relaxed had a color to you, Just imagine what that color might be. And then allow yourself to imagine your cells, every single cell in your body being bathed in that beautiful color, that energy of calm,
Mm.
peaceful, relaxed, grounded energy. And we're just going to stay here a moment and breathe that in.
For me, it's a blue color, and I feel like I'm in the ocean, just floating and floating.
Beautiful. All right, so you can open your eyes, move your hands off your heart if you wish, and
Ah,
and just be grateful.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I am grateful I am sitting with you today.
Well, thank you very much, Beth. I'm enjoying being with you too.
I think even your voice, the way that you go through it, and your voice is so calming. Just really nice, peaceful,
Yeah.
rhythmic. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get
Yeah.
calm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Well, I admit I lead meditation too, and I was leading meditation for 3 years at a yoga studio, and that's shifting a little bit now. But anyway, so I've gotten where I've cultivated the meditation voice, and I've got some meditations on the meditation app Insight Timer. So I've learned to kind of use that voice in tapping in
Yeah.
meditation. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, whew, I'm still floating around over here.
beautiful,
I love it. Yeah,
wonderful.
definitely. So, we don't have that much time on Zoom today, and I'm so
Okay.
glad we spent most of the time practicing because we can talk about these tools all day long. But
Yes.
unless you really practice them and get to know where those points are and how we need to express ourselves to get to the result that we want, it's not going to resonate with our body as much. This is something that you really need to practice.
I agree, Beth. And one of the beautiful things about tapping is that you can do it for yourself, that it is a self help tool at the level I'm teaching you today. Now, I will say, if you wanted to do healing on trauma, I'd recommend working with a trained
Oh,
practitioner. You don't
definitely.
want to
I
go
would
into
agree.
your deep stuff on your own. Don't
Oh,
recommend that.
I would totally agree with that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
As the audience can see, it's something that can be done over the internet with
Yes, very much
someone
so.
like you who is trained, that it doesn't necessarily have to be in a studio somewhere where you're
No.
one on one.
Mm-mm.
Either way, whichever is best for you at that point in time. Yeah. So
Well,
that's
especially since the
wonderful.
pandemic, the majority of my clients have been on Zoom. And for all
Yeah.
EFT practitioners and healers of all types, not all types. I mean, if you're doing
Mhm.
physical healing, obviously you need to do it in person. But
Yeah.
for the majority of energy type healing, it is done over Zoom these days. And I have international clients. A lot of people do. So it's,
Wow.
thank
That's
goodness for
awesome.
Zoom. It's definitely a beautiful thing.
And right now, do you have a physical space or have you just been doing it all on the internet right now?
Great question, Beth. So I did have a real office, brick and mortar at one point, but I closed that a few years ago, and I'm grateful that I closed it before the pandemic.
Yes.
So I do see I see a few
Mhm.
people in person, but the majority is over Zoom now.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
When I came to you, it was in a physical location. So,
Yes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
totally understand that.
Yeah.
So, I think we can wrap this up today, but tell again where people can reach out to you if they want to learn more about this or all the other things that you bring to women to help them be calm, more peaceful, and especially power. I felt a lot of
Yes.
power in what
Yeah.
you brought with that relaxation and the words that you were using. I felt a lot of power there. So, where can we find you again?
Well, thank you, Beth. So my website is yourtappingjourney.com. And on Facebook, I have a group called A Journey to Self Love, where I just share some positive, uplifting things on on Facebook, because don't we all need positive and uplifting these days? I have a YouTube channel, Instagram, but mainly I would say that my website is the best place to find out what I've got going on. And I do have an offer. I give away a program called 5 Days to Self-Love
Mhm.
that's free. You just go to my website and sign up for it. And I will say that gets you onto my email list so you can know when I've got some
Yeah.
paid things or other things going on. I also do Insight Lives every week on Insight Timer. So if you're familiar with the meditation app Insight Timer, there's over 100,000 free meditations. The app is free. You can use it at the free level. You can get to the Insight Lives for free. The only thing that's paid are the courses, and that's only $60 a year. So highly recommend Insight Timer. Mm.
Awesome. Thank you for spending time with us today, all that great information. And I really hope people go out and find you and utilize some of these tools because they're so
Yeah.
beneficial. And right now, as everybody knows, with the pandemic and with what's going on in the world, which I am not going to talk about, we need these things. We need these tools. They're very valuable.
Yeah,
So I
I heard it
appreciate
said
it.
that self-care is not optional anymore, that we
You
need it
are
just to
correct.
function. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today, Beth. So,
Yes.
blessings to you and everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.